I would like you to elaborate on my previous question about loneliness in marriage. How, say, a spouse finds itself lonely in a marriage, most likely the other spouse will also feel lonely in the marriage. It's very difficult that one feels lonely and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
However, how do you go about it? Is it something that one single spouse can address? Can the one spouse start the ball rolling, or how should a couple or a person that discovers that they're lonely in their relationship as a spouse, how should they go about addressing this loneliness issue?
Very good question. And I think the ideal situation will be that if both of them discover and admit the fact that there is loneliness, that they're drifting apart, that they feel very isolated, and then both of them start addressing it. That will be the ideal thing. But if the ideal thing is not available to us, then one of them must take the initiative to set the ball rolling. And I would say that if the woman is educated to a certain extent, and she has got an idea what the world is like, she's gone to college, she has qualified herself, then I would say that she should set the ball rolling. Because I consider women to be spiritually superior to men. Men may not like what I'm talking, but there is a very special intelligence, an endowment of which is made in women rather than in men. It's a part of the divine architecture. It's because they're nurturers of life. They bring new life into on planet Earth. Therefore, they have that added edge and added advantage. So, therefore, they're more sensitive. And so they should, because they're more sensitive, they should set the ball rolling. And the phenomenon of loneliness happens. You're actually, because each of you is seeking power. Each of you has isolated yourself in thought and feeling. Each of you has built a wall around yourself. You already built that wall around yourself. And you've got to discover that it is the wall which is holding you in a vice-like grip. You're a prisoner in the wall which you erected yourself for your so-called security. Now that's become a curse. You built that wall. And you said, touch me not. And you said, I want to be secure. Therefore, you put up that wall. Now, you've got to pull down that wall. And so long as you have that wall, you're going to isolate yourself. You're going to have the illusion of security. But the moment you pull down that wall which you erected, then for the first time, you're going to become very vulnerable to life. And don't you want to be vulnerable to life?
Yes. So how would somebody go about setting the ball rolling?
You got to approach your life partner and begin to talk. But you may not get enough time when you approach for the first time. But you've got to approach with a great deal of love and compassion and understanding that you are freer to a greater extent than your spouse. Understanding that. And not making the intellectual blunder of supposing that why can't he make the more? So that question will never come to you. It will never strike you that why can't he make the more? Why should always I make the more? But that question comes from blindness because you're not able to see the handicap the other person has got. But the moment you're able to see the handicap the other person has got, then you will take the initiative. And it's not that it's going to be an easy problem for you to solve, but in solving it, you will actually be setting yourself free. And if your partner also works with you, that partner also will have the advantage of setting himself free. And without that freedom, what are you guys doing in life?
Yes.
You're just messing up your life. It's not worth it.
Thank you for offering that glimmer of hope.
A lot of hope, but it's conditional because you've got to work for it.
Yes. Yes.
To work for it is very good.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Yeah, thank you, Sandraji.